There's an endless amount of podcasts on the web that claim to be real and raw. And then you listen and realize it's the same politically correct bullshit. Show after show after show. We, on the other hand, are proud to be completely different. This is X the Script. You want real. You want raw. You want uncut conversations about relationships, sex, current events, pop culture, spicy red room confessions. If it's happening in the world, we're talking about it. And you can be sure we'll be direct about it. And we'll be having a blast doing it. Bringing the funny, bringing the sexy, bringing the loud and crazy. This is X the Script. And now your hosts, Asia and BJ.
What's good, y'all? I'm your host, Asia.
And I'm your host, BJ. And this is X the Script
Podcast.
Come on now. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 5. This is going to be like an episode like no other.
Yeah.
Y'all, we're going to be turning up tonight. We're going to be turning up for real, for real.
Oh, y'all, this is going to be juicy too, y'all.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
You're looking good too.
Thank you, babe.
When you look good, you feel good. I appreciate that.
I like the orange on you. You look nice and bright.
It look like a nice orange or something. You can just take a bite of.
You make me smile when I look over there at you today.
Hey.
Look how cute you are.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's only one person in this world I got to impress, and that's you.
You ain't got to impress me.
You
know
know
I'm
what I'm
regular,
saying?
okay? You can just be regular with me.
Hey.
You ain't got to do nothing to impress me.
24/7. You already know the vibes. You know what I mean?
saying.
For real. But how y'all doing? How
Welcome
everybody
in.
feeling, y'all?
Hey, y'all,
For real.
before we jump into
Come on
this
now.
episode, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell so you don't miss any videos from Asia and BJ. If y'all listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, okay, all the streaming podcast platforms, make sure y'all tap in, follow us over there, leave us a review, show us some love wherever you are in the world, okay? Just take a little second and show some love. Okay.
Right? All it takes is 20 seconds.
Just say it, okay?
That's all it
Don't
takes.
leave right now to go do that though. But you know, like, and if you're not following us on Spotify and all that stuff, y'all missing out. Okay, make sure y'all tap that link down in the description so you can make sure you can reach your favorite streaming platform and get subscribed today. Okay.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we got some juicy
on now.
stuff today, y'all. It's a lot happening in the world.
There's a lot happening in the world. It's a lot happening, but that's every day.
Every
all
day.
the time. There's
it's only
always
been, 3 or 4 days since we last posted, y'all.
about 4 days. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we had to pull up, and we had to get in here the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how you want to get this thing started? You want to kind of want to take a little chip at the ice a little bit?
I have a nice little icebreaker game that we can play. I didn't even show you this game because I didn't want you to cheat because I don't want you to cheat. Okay, I just want you to let this be organic and you got to learn and everything.
That's
and
what we were
if you don't
saying.
figure it out.
That's what we were saying. We was gonna do it off the cuff today.
Okay.
Let's
so
go.
Everybody can play along as well in the comment section as well. If y'all are still here, okay, show me that you really for real here. Okay,
Yeah, y'all
but
chime
play with
in.
us. Okay. So this is an icebreaker game.
Okay.
I can't tell you what the name of it is, but okay, this is what you do. Give me the top 5 movie franchises of all time movies, high grossing.
And franchises. Okay, I got you. I definitely got to put Harry Potter in there.
Okay.
I got to put Marvel Comics in there.
Okay.
I gotta put.
Don't look at me. I'm not giving you no winking eye indications. Though.
I need you
Don't
to wink
y'all
2
cheat
times if
either.
it's right. Wink 2 times if it's right.
No.
All right, I'm gonna throw Jurassic Park in there,
Okay.
and then also I'm going to throw. Ooh, and this is off the muscle too, right off the top of the head. I'm gonna say Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the Lord of the Rings, but I am sure about Marvel.
Okay.
I am sure about Harry Potter.
Okay. And you got one more.
I got one more.
I'll give you
Okay.
2 guesses though. Give me 2 more if you can name 2.
Ooh, y'all, what is it? Ooh.
You're gonna be so mad that you missed this though. But you're doing good. You're
Okay.
doing really good. Keep going.
Okay.
Come on, y'all. Come on. Y'all chime in.
Who else got a bunch of movies I'm thinking of right now?
This is going to be the top 5. I actually picked 10, but this is the top 5.
Got you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
Unless
jump.
you want to go for the top 10.
I'm finna just jump out. I'm finna just.
You don't think you could go name 10 of them?
Nah, I have to sit with it for a little minute.
Come on, one more.
You talking about franchise? So I already said Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. You said
Harry Potter. I said
Lord of the Rings.
and then I said Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You are so close, though. Just one. Come on, baby. You can do it. I'm telling you in my brain what it is.
The Godfather trilogy.
The Godfather trilogy.
I guess so. I can't think of too many others.
Really?
You know they got Godfather 1, 2, 3.
Okay. So you said.
But you said highest grossing. It's probably not, but it's a classic.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you.
Everybody
I'm gonna tell
loves
you
Godfather.
in order. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are your final answers. You don't want to change anything. Anything you want to take out and change?
I would like to take Godfather route.
Okay, and put it with what?
And replace it with.
Come on, y'all. Do y'all know? Don't go cheat. Come on.
I'm gonna say Men in Black.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Okay. I just know they had a lot of movies. I'm sitting here trying to think of a lot of like movie franchises that had like a lot of sequels.
I'm gonna just tell you now. I tried to do this and I only had one. Okay.
You only got one?
I only got one right. Just because I feel like my lack of knowledge in movies.
I'm hoping at least got 3 of them.
You got 2.
I'm gonna say Marvel 1, Harry Potter the 2nd, Lord of the Rings 3rd.
Okay.
Jurassic Park 4th.
Okay. You said Men in Black and then Godfather.
Yeah.
Okay. So 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just slide it on in there.
Here we go.
Let's go.
So the highest grossing movie franchises of all time. Okay. Top 5.
Come on with it.
Number 5 with $7.83 billion.
Oh, that's a lot of money. Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
Is James Bond.
James Bond.
Y'all have not watched a James Bond movie. I have no idea what James Bond is.
I think I might have seen one 007 movie in my entire life. Other than that,
Really?
I couldn't tell you anything about James Bond. I just know the actor who plays James Bond.
James Bond. Okay.
Like I've seen him.
So
Damn.
I know. That's number 5.
I didn't think about James Bond.
$7.83 billion.
Oh.
Number 4 was Harry Potter.
Oh, I think everybody kind of know that.
At $9.66 billion.
That's a lot of money.
That's $2 more billion from Harry Potter to James Bond.
James Bond. That's a pretty big.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big leap.
Yeah. Okay. So number 4 was Harry Potter with $9.66 billion.
I got that one right.
Number 3, I cannot believe you did not even guess this in the 5 that you gave me.
You gonna make me slap myself.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
It's Star Wars.
Golly, come on.
Star Wars. Star Wars is number 3.
With 10.3?
Yes.
Man, that's a lot. How did I not think of that?
That's why I was like.
And Star Wars goes so far back.
How did you not guess that? And we've been
so many
getting
movies.
into Star Wars on. Yeah,
I
now
know.
we know why. Like Star Wars is as big as it is. Like this put it into perspective for me. It made so much more sense.
Yeah. Now did you send like the grossing numbers?
Yeah. Now that I see why y'all want us to watch Star Wars so bad, I'm like,
I've never seen that list.
oh, I got it now.
Y'all gonna be
Okay.
looking at me like BJ.
I got
Star
it.
Wars, come on.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right. And number 2 on the list. So you said number 2 was Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Number 2,
Come on.
out of the top 5, is Spider-Man.
Oh. Well, then I got it right. That's part of Marvel.
No.
Come on, let's go. Yeah,
No.
I got that.
Spider-Man franchise.
Mhm.
Spider-Man is a franchise on its own. It grossed $10.38 billion,
More than Star Wars?
which is $500 million more than what Star Wars actually grossed.
Yo.
Yeah.
Just think about that.
That's a lot.
Star Wars has been since like the late 70s, the 80s.
But I don't even know the Spider-Man's name.
It's Peter Parker.
That's right. You done told me like 5 times. I'm like,
It's Peter Parker.
How's this the number one gross? Am I the only one in the world that doesn't know Spider-Man's name?
His real name, right? Yeah, you might be the only one. It might be a few
Don't
other stragglers
laugh.
out there, but you pretty much probably the only one that don't know Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
Okay, whatever.
The man, the myth,
All right, and
the superhero.
Number one is Marvel Cinemax Universe.
Hey.
Listen to this though.
Okay.
So Spider-Man was $10.38 billion.
Okay.
Marvel Cinemax Universe is $29.61 billion. That's 3 times as much.
But if you think about that with Marvel, they have like a lot of movies. That means you got to add in like the X-Men movies. You got to add in the Avengers, probably Thor. It's probably like under that Marvel umbrella.
Yeah.
That's probably like, I don't know, 15 films at least, maybe.
Okay.
And I know for sure, like when Avengers came out, because I know they had like the first Avengers and then they had Endgame. I know that for sure did numbers when they came out. That was like everywhere. So again, who's number one? Just read that number one more time.
I'll read it in order. Number one is Marvel Cinemax Universe with $29.6 billion. Spider-Man is number 2, 10.38. Number 3 is Star Wars, 10.32. Number 4 is Harry Potter.
Yep.
9.66 billion. James Bond is at 7.83. The Avengers is at 7.76 billion. Fast and Furious is 7.33.
Yeah.
Batman is at 6.84.
Whoa, that's a lot of money.
DC Universe is at 6.57, and X-Men is at 6.08.
Yeah, you just hit me with all these billions and billions.
I can't even believe that it's billions, though. To be honest with you, freaking $1 billion.
I could believe that it's in the billions, but when you start talking about like 6 billion, 7, 8, I'm like, that's a lot.
It's insane.
That's a very successful franchise.
Yeah, for you to have that much, but now I like. Seeing something like that, though, makes me understand, like, and put into perspective, like, why there's so many people out there that are super fans, you know, especially, like, with the comics and stuff like that. Like,
Star Wars.
I'm just a dork. Like, I feel like I've been living under a rock.
Hey.
Like, because, really, like, Avengers, I feel like I cannot name to you one Avengers character. I'm not kidding. Mm-hmm. Can I? Is there anyone that I know? Don't tell me. But is there any Avenger people that I know?
You should know. Not necessarily know, but people have mentioned these names.
Okay, let me just guess.
Okay.
Like Incredible Hulk. That's an Avenger.
Yeah.
He's an Avenger?
Yeah, he's an Avenger, I believe. Yeah. Captain America.
I don't know Captain America.
Thor.
No, Thor.
Mm-hmm.
That's all Avengers.
We're still talking about Avengers. Iron Man.
Iron Man is Avengers. I thought that was Marvel.
Asia, don't get me confused right now.
You don't know.
That's why I said at the top was Marvel, because I thought that you could like put all of those franchises under that umbrella, but there must be some different type of breakdown.
Well, the franchise, wouldn't it be like the movie, like the Batman franchise?
Because Batman would be DC.
It would be DC, but Batman was a franchise on its own. Like there's a Batman franchise that you know. Then there's
and they're probably talking about every single Batman that probably ever came out. Then Okay.
So the franchise, like not the top grossing, like I don't even know how to explain it to you because I don't know nothing about them.
And I'm gonna need my.
Oh, it was fun to play.
I'm gonna need our movie franchise experts out there to give a clearer breakdown as far as how that goes.
I should have put a link where I got this from. I think it was like the IMBD website where I looked that up to find it, but it came from somebody who's sourceful. Okay, I'm just gonna say
that's a good source. If you went there,
it was something along those lines because I tried to find somewhere where everybody could probably find that. But yeah, so
that was good.
Okay,
not just that, but I like those facts. Those are some facts that you can like take with you and kind of understand as far as like the trajectory of some of these franchises. Because we've been watching we probably watched the movie out of all of these franchises pretty much at some point. We've already
I
have.
don't think we watched anything Avengers though.
No, we haven't done Avengers, and we haven't done Spider-Man, but pretty much everything else we might have done one or two things, and we haven't done James Bond.
Well, Incredible Hulk was a good guess because I didn't know that.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe Incredible Hulk is part of the Avengers, or somebody green, and then it's another big guy, too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a few of them.
Yeah, the big guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, him.
Nah, but you did good. You did good.
I wouldn't have been able to play that game because I was when I looked it up, I was like, you might know because you probably are more like up on stuff like that. But yeah. I wouldn't have guessed any of those.
No,
right. I feel like I would have guessed. I might have guessed Harry Potter and maybe Marvel. And maybe even Star Wars, but I wouldn't have everything else.
Wow, I'm surprised Lord of the Rings not on there.
I'm surprised too.
But then again, they only had like 3 movies. That's a pretty good list. That's a pretty big list of franchises.
Yeah. Well, these were the top grossing. So that's what list this is. You know, you got to think of it as that list. Like maybe most popular, top 5 most popular. Definitely Lord of the Rings would have to fall on somebody's list. That was like a badass movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It looked like it took a lot of money to make that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a good list. That's a nice little icebreaker. Kind of get us on into this episode. News, topics. We got a lot of things up next right now.
There's been some insane things happening like around the world. Like, especially today. Today's a really big day, but I'll let you get into it.
I wanted to get into a couple of news articles. This is actually very, very current from last week. Now, this was from the Washington Post.
Okay.
It's about a home explosion in Pennsylvania.
I heard about that. Yeah. I saw it. Did you see the ring cam?
I did.
Oh, my gosh.
When I saw that, I was like, I definitely got to bring this. I definitely got to shed light on this.
Did you ever figure out what the cause was? Because I just saw the video, but I didn't see that they knew what the cause was or what caused it or what happened.
I mean, and the headline is that 6 people were killed, including a child, in a Pennsylvania house explosion over the weekend.
6 people. I thought it was 5.
It was 6.
Damn.
It caused multiple injuries, leveled 2 other homes, and damaged at least a dozen residences, according to authorities.
Did you see the hole that was left in the ground behind that?
That's kind of how I kind of knew it had to be something like underneath the ground.
But I feel
that
like
had caused that.
When I read the comments from like the little short I saw, people were saying that it could have been like a natural gas buildup. Like I never went to go read the actual article though. I was just stuck. Like I felt like I was locked in.
Yeah, because they had the video. They put the video up, and then
explosion. It was an explosion. Like it wasn't like a Rudy Poot.
Yeah.
Pow.
And when you saw the explosion, you could see like debris flying across the street. That's
literally.
That's how you know it had to be like natural gas, something along those lines. But actually, it was actually a hot water heater that was in the basement.
Was it in the ground?
That's what I'm saying. It's in the basement underneath.
Oh, right. That would be underground. Yeah.
So it came from underneath the ground.
Dang.
Yeah, that I just can't imagine.
Wait a minute, but that's not it though. That's not the same story about something else that just happened that was similar to that too, because there was another house, wasn't it?
That's the reason why I'm bringing this one up, because there was also another one. Tennessee Titans cornerback Caleb Farley said he took his first flight home Tuesday after learning of an explosion that destroyed the NFL player's North Carolina home, killing his father and injuring a family friend. They said when they saw the family friend walking out of the house, he was already injured, and they took him to the hospital. But it took them a little bit of time to find his father. He probably
had company over there, and it exploded. Yeah. What was that one? What was the cause of that one, though?
I think something to do with like a pin-sized hole in like the natural gas.
Well, yeah,
you know,
that's devastating. Like regardless of how you look at it, like I couldn't even imagine like. Just your family at home, just doing what they do. Everybody's just enjoying their day off and spending time together, and then just kaboom! Like your house just explodes right underneath you, and everybody's gone, just like that. Like
and like I said, when you saw that ring camera, it was like other houses that got hit with it as well that were like on fire too.
They got hit really hard too.
So I definitely got to send condolences to the family and anybody that was affected by it.
I feel like if I were a neighbor, like that would terrify me.
Definitely.
That's
Just
not
just whatever anybody can do to make sure your house is safe. Like any extra precautions you can take to make sure there's no leaks. Make sure that your water heater's right. Just anything regarding your house, just to make sure that your house is actually really safe. Definitely take those precautions and go through all of that stuff to make
Definitely
sure
that.
that it's taken care of. Now
Also,
everybody been hitting me up too. Then everybody was like, "Yo, we need y'all to tap into this story too, with Trump getting ready to turn himself in, going to jail."
yeah, I thought he already did that.
No, he hasn't turned himself in.
Okay.
Yeah, he hasn't turned himself in, and actually, that's going to be today. Him and some other individuals have until like 12 noon to turn themselves in.
Oh shoot, they probably walking in right now.
So, yeah, hey y'all, it's about that time already right now.
That is insane. Like, can you believe this? The former United States of America president is about to go and turn himself in to jail
On charges, yeah.
on charges.
Of like obstructing the justice, things of that nature. And that's kind of like just go back a few years to like 2021, 2020, and just think about like some of like the chain of events that was happening around that time with the whole election, and then Trump putting pressure on Georgia and other places to like recount the votes. Like think of
But then
like think about like the atmosphere and how things felt then. Even then, I felt like like this is like completely out of the ordinary, like what he was doing.
Right.
We
can dig into some of that stuff. Like, I just feel like I'm not really well versed with the political field to go all the way into it, but we've covered a couple things in terms of like little stuff here and there, things that were happening, just trying to educate ourselves as much as we could with that information. But I just feel like I don't know if it's something that should actually happen, or if this is just a humiliation tactic, just to kind of make him look, because he is running president for 2024.
Right.
He's running.
Right.
And to be quite honest with you, like looking at some of the candidates that are going up against Trump right now, it's like, oh God.
I even saw somewhere where like Larry Elder's going to be running for president. A lot of different people. And kind of what I want to cover is like, these are the actual like charges, and this is what they're saying right now. Former President Donald Trump is expected to travel to Georgia today to turn himself in at the Fulton County Jail.
Oh, Fulton County. They putting him in Fulton County?
And this is off of CNN. Yeah. This is Atlanta. Yeah. Fulton County, baby. If anybody know about Fulton County, Fulton County can be a little rough out there.
They couldn't find nowhere else for him to go?
So he going to Fulton County, and Trump and 18 co-defendants have until noon, actually they say Friday, to voluntarily surrender to authorities after being criminally charged in the state's 2020 election subversion case. Now, here's the agreement as far as the bond goes. Trump agreed earlier this week to a $200,000 bond and other release conditions, according to the court documents. Trump is explicitly barred in the bond order from using social media to target the co-defendants and witnesses. That's going to be a little hard. He loves some social media. Twitter fingers. He love the Twitter finger. Love the tweet.
I can't wait to see what he going to say when he get out. He going to have something to say.
and just to get a clear understanding, because like when they was talking about like his co-defendants, I was like, he got co-defendants, because when you look at the news, all you literally hear about is Trump. Yeah. Trump going to jail. Yeah. Trump got to turn himself in. Mar-a-Lago, like all these different types of things. But like some of the other people that got to turn themselves in are 3 of Trump's key election lawyers.
Oh.
Including Rudy Giuliani.
I keep saying his name.
Rudy Giuliani. He used to be like the mayor of New York at one point in time.
Oh, my God.
So it just seemed like this is just like a mess. Some people say that it's like a witch hunt. I'm not really sure. The indictment alleges a week-long plot that began with pressure on state lawmakers and election officials to change electoral votes from Biden to Trump, and then evolved into organizing fake states of pro-Trump electors to be sent to Congress. And this is all leading up to January the 6th. Okay?
Yeah.
Trump and his allies also attempted to use the Justice Department to conduct bogus election fraud investigations in order to boost his fake elector scheme, the indictment says. As January 6 approached, Trump and his allies pressured Vice President Mike Pence to reject certain electoral votes, and when that failed, the former president directed his supporters to go to the Capitol to obstruct Congress' certification of the vote. Now, finally, the indictment says Trump and his allies tried to exploit his supporters' attack on the Capitol by redoubling their efforts to spread election lies and convince members of Congress to further delay the certification of Biden's victory. So basically, like, just trying to obstruct justice, is what they're saying, and keeping Biden from actually, like, officially being deemed as president. Because I remember when that was going on. You remember, like, all those tweets that he was putting out?
Yeah.
Like, you could tell that he was pissed that he lost. A lot of people was pissed that Trump lost to Biden. But you could tell that he was mad, but it just didn't stop with him just being upset that he lost. It was like, y'all cheated. Recount the votes. Remember to recount the votes?
Wait, but did you ever see that documentary that came out? I can't remember this gentleman's name, but he put a documentary out, and I want to say it was something about like the meal, something meal movie or some documentary that was put out for it. Something with meal in it. I just can't remember what it was. I watched that, and I don't know, because I felt different before I watched that, but then when I watched it, I was like, okay.
Yeah, because
now I see why people are upset the way that they are upset. Like, if you seen that documentary and you saw what was happening in that,
because it was kind of showing you.
I couldn't believe it. I was baffled.
It was kind of showing you, like, people, like, how they actually, like, move and, like, disperse the votes and, like, pick up the votes in, like, these drop boxes. Basically is what you're talking about.
Yeah, like, people were stuffing hundreds, these big baskets of ballots they were stuffing in the mailbox, and people would just be standing there watching. But the rules of how you were supposed to vote, like, there were rules in place. So one person shouldn't have had that many ballots to go put into the mailbox for anybody.
Right,
like,
the drop box.
Yeah. And they had baskets full, like.
Yeah, and just think about.
And people were just standing watching this go on.
And I really feel like that election, like the way that the voting system was then, I feel like it was unprecedented. It was like completely different than it's ever been.
What COVID was going on.
Right.
Yeah, and so it kind of stopped a lot of things. And then
because they even had it where people could, like, cast their ballot and somebody had to come to their house to pick it up. You know? And and I guess, you know, with Trump, like, he's bringing up, like, some of those things as far as, like,
well, because if you think about it, it sounded so bad the way, like, I say it sounded bad. I don't know what other word to use, but it sounded bad the way that Biden wanted to do it. But then it sounded bad the way that, like, Trump wanted to do it. Like, forget if you sick. Go stand your ass in line. Like everybody does, and everybody has to, and go put your vote in.
And
like,
go to an official place.
What we used to do.
Vote.
This is how it goes. Like, and that's the way it should be. But everything was changed that year because of what was happening. And I feel like that's where everything is so up in the air with everybody. Like, everybody just could, like, and depending on which way you go, some people are gonna be like, shh, that's just all fake. Like, they staged all of that, and then depending on who you ask, like, other people are like, hell no, they cheated.
I feel like that was, like, the most confusing voting system in the history of the United States of America, because
that was the worst thing they could have done.
It was it got really, really bad at one point in time. Like even in our city, when you went to go vote, if you saw how those lines were for people to go vote at some of these, like, designated places. It literally looked like a crazy house. Like, it was like a couple of places. It was completely, like, disorganized.
Yeah, it was. It was. Yep.
So again, going back to, like, Trump and turning himself in, like, I'm just wondering what's going to happen right now, because, you know, a lot of Republicans are saying that this is more along the lines of, like, a Democratic, like, witch hunt on Trump.
Well, when have they not been going after Trump, though? Since that man was in office, it's been something with him. And then
with them knowing that he wanted to run in 2024, like, look at the timing that all of this is happening right now in 2023 with all of these charges hanging over his head. So I'm just wondering how that's really going to affect Trump as far as, like, really running and his campaign.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, shoot, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Man, but that's a lot of charges of obstruction of justice. Like one of those charges could carry up to 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this ain't no Rudy poop.
It's a real thing. Like, yeah.
This not just like, just some charges that you can just pay and pay through restitution fees. I think they really trying to seek like some actual like jail time for these things,
We're going to see how this play out because I feel like this is about to get dirty.
Like I said, I can't wait till they go live and kind of talk about it a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Another question, y'all. Y'all give me a lot of good responses. Okay, asked our community.
And it was a good question, too.
AsiaandBJ community. So if y'all don't know, like, make sure y'all check out our other channels. The links are all in the description, so you can make sure y'all are chiming in on this. I'm trying to start putting them on the Extra Script podcast community page, but there's not a lot of participation over there yet. So I'm kind of trying to build y'all up to that. So if you subscribed on the channel, I appreciate you. But look out for the community tab because there's some stuff on there that you can kind of get in on, and I might be reading y'all response. And I promise y'all I won't say anybody's names, okay? Just so y'all know, and so y'all be like, and that's exactly why I'm not participating. I won't say y'all's names, okay? But
we will always keep it anonymous, y'all. We will always keep it anonymous.
I'll always refer to you as someone, okay? But the question was, can a relationship fully recover after cheating? And what's your answer to that before you even go look it up? I'll tell you my responses. We had 8,400 votes on this. So shout out to the fam for chiming in, and we had 362 comments. So I want to read some of those comments.
362. So I can say that it can. Now, and that's going to be subjective to like a lot of different people. That's going to be subjective based on your own personal situation with cheating. It's just going to come down to those two individuals and how they actually like work it out and move forward.
Like the conditions and stuff that are going to be attached to it.
Because everybody handles that differently. Everybody views cheating differently, and with that being said, I just feel like you can fully recover. I feel like it's going to take some time, but that question is very, very subjective based on the two individuals that's actually dealing with that issue within their relationship,
Agree.
But just from me, like looking at that question, it's so many different avenues that people can take to try to like fix that issue. Counseling, them talking through it, trying to figure out what was the reason for the cheating, and really just them kind of like talking it out and really trying to come to some type of solace, because that's not an easy thing to get over for a man or a woman. When somebody's cheating.
Agree. Okay, so let me tell you what my responses were. So this was a poll.
Let me get ready. Let's get ready.
The first answer was yes, it definitely can. The next one was absolutely not, no chance. The next option was yes, but, and I said tell us down below. And then I said no, however, tell us down below. Okay, like, however, whatever that is, tell me below. And then the last option was, it really just depends on, tell us down below. Okay, so 15% said yes, it definitely can. Okay, 15% of the 8,400 people that chimed in.
I'm surprised with that.
61% said absolutely not. There's no chance.
Oh, okay.
Dang. So that's just like the majority of people, like more than half of the people that chimed in said, hell no.
Yeah.
You cheat on me, I'm done with you.
And those 60%, it's probably a lot of those people in there that have been cheated on. So so with them looking at that question and they know that their relationship probably dissolved after that cheating, they already sent her telling us right now, no. Hell to the no.
And then 6% said yes, but with the tell us down below. 5% said no, however, tell us down below. And then 12% said it really just depends. It said it's, someone said can be forgiven but not forgotten.
Definitely not forgotten.
I feel like it's one of those things, like it is something that you can forgive for, but then like the trust, like I feel like the trust is probably the hardest thing to rebuild up with somebody. Like once you've crossed that line, like the trust is just, like you're gonna have a
It's
hard
out the
time
door.
trusting them. Like if they say they're going out with their friends, like are you gonna trust that that's what they're really gonna go do? Like
Exactly.
after you've taken them back and they have told you that they're not gonna do something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shoot, for like for a guy code, like for like guys cheating, like if a guy cheats and she and his girl, wife, whoever forgives him for it, like that dude's gonna have to do so much to gain back that trust.
Yeah.
It's almost like he gonna have to hibernate in the house for like the next couple of years. He ain't gonna be able to do anything.
Yeah.
Without, you know what I mean, without her second guessing his moves and what he doing.
Yeah. Someone else said, nope, the trust is gone. People can stay in the relationship and pretend everything is good, but in the back of their mind, if their partner goes out on their own for whatever reason, that doubt will be there. I just said, okay, I hadn't even read that.
He go to the gas station.
Yeah. Where you going?
Is the bitch there?
Real?
You cheating? Well, who did you see at the gas station?
But you know what though? Like I feel like it will drive somebody so crazy to do stuff like that. Like you think like girls are crazy, women are crazy, and they do crazy things when it comes to men, especially with a man. OMG. Okay, I've seen girls do some of the craziest things.
Yeah.
Putting GPSs on their cars.
The tracker, slap that tracker,
on that bad boy.
on
them so they can see where they are. Oh, I even know one that pulled up. Okay,
yeah.
where you were, because she knew that you were at the other person's house. Okay, so.
Babe, would you slap a tracker on my car?
Oh, no.
You want to slap a tracker?
No, if I had to do that, I'd rather just let you go rather than be trying to track you. Like, I don't have time for that.
I'm just asking.
Just me personally, I just don't have time for that. Like, if I feel like I got to track you,
like
then
to go
I
to that
don't.
length to actually have to put a tracker and actually have to like sit and watch where you going.
Right, yeah, no. I don't have time. And I don't feel like it either, you know? A marriage surviving an infidelity depends on the specific situation and the specific people involved. I would think that it would be a very rare outcome. I think that I could forgive, but I could not forget. It would eat away at me and I would become passive aggressive. Eventually, I think I would get bitter and they would get tired of paying for the situation over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Which I agree, because then it's like, then you're with somebody and it's just like you'll be in that the accusation phase where all you're doing is accusing them. Like even when they try to make it right or they try to do something that's right, or even when you get intimate with them, like I would just be sitting there like laying there thinking like he probably liked it, better with the other girl, or I wonder why, like what I'm not
wonder,
like. I just feel like it would start bothering my mind, just in a
more than
mental phase.
anything.
Yeah, like so I get the part where it's like, yeah, I would try to make it work, especially when you're talking about marriage, and kids and stuff like that. Like when you're talking about marriage, it's harder to just walk away because obviously you want to fight for your family, but then you have to deal with all those other things, like maybe it just keeps being thrown in your face every time y'all get in an argument. That's what comes up, like that's what you want to bring up, and it's just like we're however many years or months, and especially when it gets to
because it can linger forever.
Yeah, and it's just
the
like
whole entire relationship.
You can't let it go. Like so, it's like, should you just let it go and keep it moving, or is it worth you trying to stick around for the sake of keeping a family together so that you have a family?
I like that response that you read right there, that particular comment, because again, I really feel like it just comes down to those specific people, and it comes down to like the specifics around what the infidelity was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there could be so many different moving parts, but at the end of the day, infidelity is wrong.
Yeah.
Cheating is wrong.
Right.
That's almost like the cardinal sin in a relationship,
Right.
for a lot of people. So just like you said.
Yeah. I'll read like one or two more. Someone said, I told my husband back when we were just boyfriend and girlfriend, if he ever decided to cheat, to have the decency to break up with me first, because there would be nothing left of that relationship. So I think that's pretty accurate, but why do people just cheat? Why not break up with somebody if you just want to do that? Like if you just want to just do that, like break up.
I feel like
I mean, obviously you can't just do that in a marriage. So
just speaking from like a man's perspective,
I'm talking about
period.
a boyfriend and girlfriend perspective, I guess, because that you can't. I mean, that's a little different.
Yeah, just speaking from like the male bravado, speaking from like a male bravado type of perspective, like most men, they're gonna wanna have their cake and eat it too. They want the icing on the cake. They want the cake. They want it all.
But do you think that? Okay.
At the same
You know, and
time,
I should ask this question. Do you think that there's a reason why a man would cheat on a woman, and if there's a legitimate reason as to why a woman would cheat on a man? Like, if you were to ask that question to a woman, what would be the majority of the answer?
as far as saying a legitimate reason,
not necessarily
because that's what you said.
Legitimate, like a reason as to why they felt like that was something that they wanted to do. Because I feel like it's different from a man perspective. Like a man is just gonna, like, I don't want to make it sound a certain type of way, but I feel like men are men. Like, they like what they like, and if something's attractive to them, and especially if it's seduced to them, like, and they just can't hold back and, you know, fight the temptation. Like, if perhaps they're in a situation to do it, there's a good chance that they might consider it.
I just feel like, and
especially if they're going to get away with it.
And like I said, I got a lot of love for my men out there, a lot of love for my brothers out there, but I just got to keep it real and keep it 100.
Yeah.
As far as like what I've seen and the homies I've been around, just who I've been around, and what I know.
Yeah.
Like men, in a lot of situations, if they get like, if you give them like a little inch, they gonna kind of like take a mile. I'm like, for real, like because we didn't have people around us that dealt with some cheating, and we know like the reasons behind the cheating. But I really feel like for like a lot of women, if a woman kind of gives a man like that type of leeway, as far as like just he can go where he want to go when he want to, go out at all times of the night, go on a guy's trip to out of town.
So you feel like if they give them like too much space, like too much, back off a little bit, like I'm the girlfriend, but I don't want to be suffocating and telling you what you can and can't do type of thing, then that's gonna lead to that eventually. Like, that's a possibility.
I just feel like with a lot of guys, when their woman isn't like in the loop, if their woman is not always in the loop as far as what they're doing, I feel like that gives a guy a lot of time and a lot of slippage to slip.
Okay.
And I ain't talking about like no banana slip. I'm talking about like a wet floor slip.
Okay, but then like from like a woman perspective, then I feel like the majority of women who actually step out and like that would actually consider cheating, like I feel like it's more of an emotional type of thing. Like emotionally, they're not being stimulated. They're not getting attention. They're not, you're not paying attention to me. You aren't making me happy. You don't do anything extra for me. Like, I feel like it's more of an emotional feeling to want to cheat. Like, I feel like it takes more for a woman.
I just heard like 5 excuses in there.
No, it's because they're not excuses. At the end of the day, cheating is wrong. Wrong is wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying the reasons why a woman would cheat versus a reason why a man would cheat are two completely different reasons. Yes, it is.
I feel like
a woman's gonna cheat because they feel like mentally, like either they're already starting to get checked out into a relationship, like out of a relationship because for whatever reason it's not working, it's not making them happy, it's not going anywhere, like he doesn't bring anything to the table, he's not doing anything for me, and it's just like, well, shit, let me see what else.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of dudes out here that's out here like that too, where he feel like she's not emotionally taking care of business, like she not physically taking care of business. Maybe she not supporting him. So you saying that a man would cheat him in the right
from
ways.
Emotions versus just going off of like how they feel in the moment. Like they're not thinking with the head between their legs and not the head on their shoulders.
I'm gonna say it's like 70-30.
Okay, so then, but the majority of women that like I just think, okay, because I'm nobody's specialist, I am not a doctor.
That's what I'm saying.
I just think
because I
that a woman gets to that point, like I feel like she's gonna think about doing it probably 3 or 4 times before she actually really does it, because it probably takes a lot for her to be like, dang, I'm really about to go and do that, and I really did it, and cheat, like, and maybe even feel guilt behind it. But like, if they aren't being fulfilled the right way. But I feel like
Man.
it takes a lot, but think about what you just said, though. You out with your boys, trips, and doing your things, and this and that, and this, that, and the fifth, and it's just like, shoot, you ain't even worried about what I got going on. You're not worried when I'm coming back. You don't care what time I'm leaving. You don't care who I'm with. So, shoot, he don't care, so why not?
Yeah, and this whole cheating thing, this whole cheating topic is a slippery slope to be standing on, because I feel like people cheat for so many different reasons. I hear what you're saying about like women too, but obviously there's a certain percentage of women that cheat for those emotional reasons,
right.
And then there's a percentage of women that just do it just to
do it. Yeah, of course there is. Of course there is.
But I'm saying like the majority of men that probably cheat,
yeah,
they're cheating just to do it,
right?
Because
like they're
they
not
know
catching any feelings from it. They just want to do it because this person looks good and it's something different than what they normally getting.
Asia, that reptilian part of the brain.
You go with the damn reptilian part,
and it, specifically the id, like thinking with that part of the brain is like you just thinking about that one thing,
okay.
And that one thing is thinking between your legs.
Okay,
you know what I mean.
And see, us different. We're a little different. We gonna think it through. Like if I do this, like how I'm gonna make me feel. Like sometimes I feel like even women might do it as a get back, like because you did it to me. Like I'm gonna do it to him, and then not tell him, and then I feel better that he like it doesn't. I don't feel the way I felt about why you did it to me. It's just because I'm gonna do it, and then but then I don't know if that makes you feel better. I don't think it would. I don't know if it makes you feel better, but it's like shit. I did it too, so like what's the end game? Yeah, like
and I feel like the end game.
And at
is
that
just,
point, you might as well just break up with each other. Yeah.
If y'all going tit for tat, especially when it comes to cheating. I'm gonna cheat on you. You gonna cheat on me?
Right? Yeah. Okay, last one. Someone said, I guess it depends on how long a couple has been together. Like my parents, they've been married for over 30 years and together for decades. My dad has an affair with someone at work, and my mom found out. She moved out for about a year. They got back together. But my dad really had to work towards getting my mom's trust back, of course. Yeah. For me personally, I've been cheated on in past relationships. So when my wife got together, we discussed what the deal breakers were. And cheating was a big deal breaker for both of us. Honesty and trust are key for a relationship to work. And if you can't be either because you are still working on your own insecurities, then you have no business being in a relationship, nor is it fair to drag somebody through your insecurity. It won't work and can cause resentments. Like I feel like that's the biggest
resentment
thing. Like,
is at the top. I feel like you definitely got to have a higher power working in your relationship trying to get through like cheating. Like you got to have some type of faith based. You got to have some type of spiritual connection with a higher power in order to get through. Right. In order to get through any like major issue in a relationship or marriage. Cheating is definitely like the cardinal sin because, like you said, it's interrupting like trust. All of those things.
Got you.
You know?
I agree. Y'all chime in. Let us know what y'all think about that down in the comment section. And if you did overcome like, a cheating relationship and y'all are in a good place and y'all have been together like, years later, like how has that played out for y'all? Like, I'd just be curious to know your story and how you overcame that situation.
The infidelity.
Yeah. Like the trust. How did y'all rebuild trust? Like, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of wondering, I want to be like, how did it start? When did it start? What made it start? Like, I would like to know the whole story, but, I know y'all ain't going to tell me all of that. I'm just saying, I just be wanting to be in y'all business.
But that would be good. That would be good to know to kind of follow up this particular question.
Yeah. And I feel like the length of a relationship is definitely a playing factor in that, like how long you've been together. Yeah. So,
and just know that, relationship is a marathon, not a sprint.
Right,
so,
Right. So, okay. Great segment. Now.
Hey, we about to get into some hot, spicy Reddit questions.
Yeah, y'all. Okay. I'm skipping the confessional part today. I think we'll have one. I have a couple actually. So shout out to everybody that has been chiming in, to sending us their confessions, their juicy confessions.
Yes.
Y'all just know I'm only gonna read like the really, really juicy ones. But if y'all want to be a part and get some advice, some unbiased opinions in the chat from us as well.
And the community.
In the community, y'all can chime in. Go to our website at www.AsiaandBJ.com. and send it right on over, okay? Fill that little form out and send me your confession. Don't be holding back information so we can put the pieces together.
Absolutely. Please,
okay?
as much detailed information that you're willing to share, please just fill us in.
Yes, and it will remain anonymous. That's the major part about that, okay? So we not going to be out here trying to tell who said, who did what, okay?
Absolutely.
I'm not doing it. We got like 3 or 4, so I'm going to try to get through the 3 of them. Hopefully they don't take too long, okay?
Yeah, you go ahead and do the first one.
Okay. I, 37-year-old female, just had a beautiful daughter with my partner, 36, last Tuesday. She is perfect, and we absolutely adore her. My partner is so happy and was very supportive during pregnancy and labor. Everything was perfect, or so I thought. We have only been together for 18 months, and things moved quickly for us. We started living together after only 3 months and have been inseparable ever since, even working in the same factory together until I went on maternity leave. My partner and I are both recovering addicts. I have 3 years and he has 2.5 years sober. We have completely turned our lives around and have the life I never thought possible. There has never been cheating on either side, but yes, there can be some jealousy issues. Now that you have some history here is the problem. We came home from the hospital Friday and I was exhausted, so he took the baby while I slept. When I wake up, he says, I love you, right?
We start with that. I love you, right?
I love you, right?
Here comes a but, though.
Yeah. I immediately get worried. Then he says he wants a DNA test because he counted the days, and when I got pregnant, he was in jail. He is still on probation and was driving without a license. This is not true. I got pregnant 2 months after he got home, and the cherry on top is we were actively trying to have a baby. I'm absolutely devastated and automatically felt different about him. I was tired and emotional, so I just cried. He is saying he doesn't trust me, and I am angry now. We went yesterday to take the test, and he paid $200. I'm not working, and that's money we need. Our baby has jet black hair, and he has blonde hair, blue eyes. Mine is dirty blonde. He says he just wants to be sure and has issues because of past relationships. I feel lost and unsure if I will ever feel the same about him. I don't have anyone to talk to about this because I am embarrassed. So I came here. Thank you for any advice. Sorry so long.
It may have something to do with maybe the baby's facial features and the hair, the eyes, and he just looking into that baby and he just like
the way that the baby look, he like, okay, nah.
It just don't look like me.
This don't look like anything that would fit with me.
Maybe his preconceived notion of what his child was gonna come out looking like
didn't come out the way he thought.
It's completely different than what the baby came out looking like. Because
how many guys do that though? Like, are they married? Did she say they was married?
No, they're not
she
married.
Said they're partners, so they've been together for
18
a long time.
months.
Yeah, but
that's not a long time.
Okay,
to be with somebody and have a baby.
Okay, so I feel like I would be kind of pissed off if you've already been here. You done carried all the way through. You done came to all the appointments. You was in the room with me.
Yeah.
You've been here since the very beginning when we found out together. Like, what makes you think that just because a baby doesn't come out looking like you, that it's not your baby?
And see,
like, do guys just think that though? Like, I wonder how many men have babies that come out and look like. What if they come out and they have like great grandparent traits, like red hair, and neither one of y'all have red hair. Both of y'all got solid black hair, and then you have a baby with red hair and blue eyes.
We're gonna be looking for a paternity test. What you talking about? I'm gonna be looking for that paternity test just to make sure.
You gonna be looking?
But my only question would be, because she didn't really like divulge and really say in detail, like I guess he never brought that issue up until the baby was born.
He never said anything about it.
About
he said
doing the DNA test ever before.
No. She said she went to sleep because she was tired. He took the baby, and when she woke up, he came in there with the whole, I love you, right?
I know, but what I'm thinking is...
He probably sitting there looking
I love you.
No, he looking at that baby like, no, you ain't got my nose. No, definitely not my chin. No, that big ass nose is definitely not mine. Like he probably sat there and stared at that baby until he convinced himself, like, okay.
He had to convince himself, but I feel like he probably was thinking this before the baby was even born. He would have to, because I don't see him just coming out of the blue and just feeling like, you know what I mean?
The only way that he should feel like that if the baby started changing colors. Now, if the baby is not a color that you identify with, it might be something going on where it's like, okay.
But she said that he was locked up too at one point in time, right?
Yeah, but she said that they were together. Like they've been together. They were actively trying. She said he got out of jail and then they decided they were going to be trying to have a baby. So
I think while he was locked up, that he was already like, what could she be doing and what's going on? So as soon as he got out of jail, and they actively are trying to have a baby, I think that thought of him being locked up and not knowing what was going on
but do you
while
think
he was
that
gone.
He has a right to, I guess technically he has a right to want to do that, right?
I think anybody has a right to request a paternity test. What if I told you, like, our son is like 14. What if I said, babe?
Like, you go right on ahead.
I want a paternity test.
You go right on ahead. Okay? I'm not.
But what would you think, though?
But I would feel some type of way. I'd be kind of pissed a little bit, like, what?
What? We got to go through all of this to
for what? You know, like, why would you even want to, like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'd probably be more confused over anything just because I'm like, as much probably getting booty that we done got, okay, all the sex we done had, you mean to tell me that you think that somebody else potentially could have this baby? This is somebody else's baby. So yeah, I would feel some type of way. Like, then what do you think of me to not think that I would be telling you the truth about something?
And that's
like
how
that?
and that's how she feeling right now.
Right.
That's how she feeling right now in this Reddit story.
Yeah.
Would have to be.
Yeah.
It's like, as far as like what it like I didn't do anything. Why would he feel like that towards me?
Well, to say all of that, I think, it's not gonna change anything of the fact that he went and paid the $200, because at this point he did it already. And whatever the outcome is, then just be like, okay, and go with that and be okay with that. Like, and if not anything else, it should give him more reassurance and more trust that all along you were telling him the truth, because now there is an update. It's for the update, because she came back and she updated. He is 99.99999% the father.
You are the father.
She said so.
And they ain't even had to go to Maury.
She had to come on here and update that. So yeah, that was what she said about that. And that's how that came out. And
okay.
But let me read you what the top comment said. If he did the math and he was in jail during that time and you said you got pregnant 2 months after he got out, then someone's math is clearly wrong. Y'all shouldn't be that far apart on mathing out the time, basically. Just telling, doing the math to figure out what the time frame was. Best guess is that he subtracted 40 weeks from the due date without realizing that weeks 1 and 2 are before ovulation. But even then, it would only be 2 weeks off, not 2 months off. Something ain't right on the math. So
don't get us dudes trying to do like the math and everything.
Well,
our math is gonna be off.
There's so many things you can, because the baby could have came early. A couple weeks early, like depending on when the due date was. Usually when you get a sonogram, they pretty much can tell you what day or exactly how far along you are.
Yeah.
So if you do the math, like if you don't know, go back and look at the sonogram pictures. The sonogram picture tells you 2 weeks, 3 days.
Yeah, he might not be up on that type of game
8
already.
8 weeks, 2 days, like whatever it is, right?
Yeah, because I know even when we went and got our sonogram, with our son and our daughter, it had the same thing on there.
Right. So
like literally down to the day.
if you're not sure, like go back and look at that. Don't try to count 40 weeks.
No,
and all
no,
that
no, no,
stuff,
no,
like,
no, 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 no.
Because that's gonna tell you for sure.
Yeah. You trying to doing that? You trying to count the weeks and stuff?
Yeah.
That's gonna throw you off right there, and then that's gonna raise even more questions because then you're gonna be trying to go back. You're gonna be trying to look at the calendar. Okay, so it goes back to March the 13th. What was I doing then?
No, just know.
What was she? She did say she was going to the movies that week.
His little soldiers was ready to march because he had been locked up, so it probably didn't take him no time to go and get that right on up out.
Ain't no telling, man.
And so he probably was like, "Wait, it couldn't happen that fast, boy." Them
Boy, it
soldiers,
happened that fast.
They was waiting.
He shot the club up. The first time he shot the club up, the play was in motion.
Oh, yeah.
Before we got together, like I had a situation like that with a girl that had a baby that I had like some trust issues with her. I actually had to live through this. Like I actually had to live through this same situation. Like when I was younger, like 18, 19 years old,
Yeah.
like one of the females I was messing with pretty much tried to pin a baby on me. And see, this was around the time Maury was out. Maury Povich and Identigene.
Oh my God. Identigene?
Identigene, yes.
Okay.
And so
I've never heard of that before.
if you watch Maury, you'll know.
Oh, they the same ones?
Back then,
Okay.
yeah. For sure.
Dang.
And so I already had apprehensions about her like moving around and messing with other guys because one, we lived in like 2 separate cities. And then with me hanging around her, I just kind of was just like already kind of like, something ain't right. So, and then the math wasn't right either. Same thing what you talking about, like the math wasn't even right.
Yeah.
When she was talking about she was pregnant.
Oh, shoot.
And it only took like, it barely been a week and a half, 2 weeks.
No, I feel like it takes a little bit longer before you at least find out.
Okay. Okay, so that was my situation. It took like a week or 2 after we had sex, and then she's saying that she's pregnant, okay?
Yeah.
And so throughout her entire pregnancy, I went to a few like sonograms and things like that.
You were doing all the daddy stuff.
I was doing all the daddy stuff.
Yeah.
Young as hell. You could just tell by somebody's body language and like how they conversate when we start getting on the subject of like the baby and
Yeah.
the timing. So something in the back of my head already was telling me like something wasn't right, but I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go along with it. And so I kind of went
You
along.
felt that though?
Kind of early on.
Even when you were going to the appointments and all of that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did. And so, so she has the baby, right?
Yeah.
And when the baby comes out, like I didn't make it to the labor or anything like that because, like, again, in my head, I'm thinking that it's not really mine.
Yeah.
So I didn't make it to when she had the baby, but I went to her house.
Was she even mad that you didn't come?
Yeah, she was mad.
That you didn't come?
Yeah, she was mad.
Okay. I mean, I could see why she'd be mad.
She's real mad that I didn't come.
Yeah. Where were you?
Hmm?
Where were you?
I was just kicking it with my homies. I think I was at home, and then I think I ended up like leaving to go like to one of my homeboys' house, and she had kept calling, but I just didn't answer the phone.
Oh wow.
But she definitely was mad that I didn't come.
Wow. Okay.
In her, no, but for real though. No pun intended. But yeah, after she had the baby, and I went over there like a few days later to see the baby. I kind of was shocked because the baby didn't look like me, but at the same time, like I'm young and I'm not knowing.
It was a baby though, you know, because they still got the little
Newborn.
smush face and stuff. But I feel like when
Newborn,
babies come out,
yeah.
they look like somebody.
I would think so too. So
they do look like somebody, even though they're smushed face, like their little cute little wrinkles and little smushy face and stuff.
yeah,
They look like they got somebody's eyes, they got somebody's lips or something.
to some degree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even with that, I didn't even like really see myself in her and her having a daughter.
Yeah.
I didn't see like myself in her.
Wow.
But I still kind of was given the benefit of the doubt. I was going to like the doctor's appointments and things like that.
For how long?
Probably about a good 2 months.
What?
Yeah, about a good 2 months, like every week.
Wow.
And then finally, once the baby got a little older.
Wait a minute. What did you tell your mom? Like what?
I already had told him like I
Okay,
feel like
so
I
they
got a
knew-
girl pregnant.
Okay.
And they was like, okay, we're gonna ride with you and everything like that. And they were asking me early on, are you sure?
Yeah.
And even then, I was like, yeah, mama, it's mine. I think it's mine.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and so
Were you out of high school yet?
no,
Oh, God.
that's what I'm saying. I wasn't.
So you were going through this during your last year of high school.
Yes.
You
So
poor thing.
my senior year was just kind of like just completely marred by this whole situation, and so like I said, 2 months after she had the baby, when you can kind of like move around a little bit more.
Yeah.
My mom and my sister and my dad was like, bring her on over here so we can spend time and we can see her, so we can see her. And at first time,
they hadn't seen her the entire
no.
time.
It had been,
and see, that don't even sound like that. Just don't sound like your parents to me. Because how they were there for Kaylee and Trey.
Yeah.
when they were born, like
they were there every step of the way.
The fact that they hadn't even seen the baby for 2 months. She hadn't brought the baby over for 2 months.
Yeah, she lived in a different city.
I don't care.
You say I don't care. But yeah, she was
I
would have
took
city.
them to her or something like,
Yeah.
like I know how they are. They're not the parents that's just going to be like, okay, well, we'll just wait. We finna call her parents and we're going to figure out how we going to go see this grandbaby.
Right. It had been like 6 to 8 weeks, somewhere around in there. And then I went and picked her up, brought her over to my folks' house. My sister saw her, my dad saw her, my mom saw her, and they just, they just acted like normal.
Everybody was being
holding
normal.
the baby. I'm sure they was. I know they was looking at the baby, probably looking at the circumference of the baby head.
Oh my God!
They were looking like, oh no, this baby don't got BJ forehead.
No, they weren't.
This baby don't have our nose because we all got the same kind of nose and the lips and the cheeks.
Yeah.
And so, like, after I took her back home, I put this on everything. Like the next day, my sister was like, BJ, that baby ain't yours.
Oh.
That's exactly what she told me, and I was like, you don't think it's mine?
So yeah, she knows.
She a shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, she a shark.
She know what she was looking at. Okay, if BJ was only 18.
And again, like and my family, we did everything to help her too. We took her like to the grocery store, Sam's Club, bought food, bought car seats, bought Pampers, wipes, like months supply of stuff like that.
Wow.
And so like moving forward, my sister, she came up with this great plan. She was like, okay, well, we're gonna get a paternity test. So I was like, shit, hell yeah, like let's go. I want to make sure too. My sister came through like Superwoman, and she was like, just go get her. We'll plan it. We'll get somebody from Identigene to come to the house, and they'll like run the test there at the house. All you got to do is go get her and bring her on over there. And so when I brought the thing up to the paternity test to her, that's when she started really backpedaling on
wait.
a lot
But
of things.
when did you tell her though?
I told her maybe like a day or two after my sister asked me to get her to take a paternity test.
Oh, so she knew she was coming over there to take a paternity test?
She knew ahead of time that she was coming to take a paternity test.
I would have told her in the car. I wouldn't have told her nothing. Cause she would have kept on making up excuses. Was she trying to get out of it? Like, I got something to do.
She tried to get out of it. And I just applied that pressure on her. I was like, no, I'm about to come over there to come and get you.
Wow.
Because we got to make sure. And when I did that, I could tell she was nervous. She went ahead, they swabbed our mouths and everything like that.
But what was she saying, though? Like, what was she saying when she was trying to backpedal?
When she was trying to backpedal, she was just kept saying, I know it's your baby. I know it's your baby. Just saying those things. But when she started backpedaling was after we took the paternity test. And I was taking her home, and she literally said this. She was like, I don't care what the results are, you her daddy.
Oh, hell no.
So when she said that night, something just went off in my head. I was like, this baby ain't going to come back as mine. This baby ain't going to come back as mine.
Wow.
And just her mannerisms saying that. She knew the entire time that it was a big possibility that the baby wasn't mine. And this goes back to like timing in this Reddit story when they're talking about the timing and things like that. Even when I think back on it, obviously I was kind of young and dumb, didn't really know anything about all, as far as like the timing of when the woman's pregnant and ovulation and all that stuff.
So while y'all were waiting for the test and stuff, like to come back, like were y'all still talking at that time?
Yeah, but I felt myself kind of already like emotionally detaching myself from her.
Like, were you going to go see the baby and everything?
I still was kind of doing that too. Yeah, I still was doing that.
Wow.
I still would like go pick up formula if she needs something like that.
Yeah.
Like I still was doing that. And to be honest, after the paternity test, I still was doing it a few more weeks after the paternity test.
So how did y'all? Wait, you mean after y'all got the results?
Yeah, maybe like a week or two. I still was like going by there and helping her, things like that. But even at that point, I still was already emotionally like detached, like completely emotionally detached from her.
Dang.
By then.
Wait, so when y'all got the results, what happened? Like, how'd y'all get them?
No, and the way that Identigene do it, they send the results to your address, and then they send the results to the other person, the other party's address.
Oh, okay.
And you're going to pretty much get that letter in the mail around the exact same time. So when I got my letter in the mail and I read it and saw those sweet words saying, Omori, you are 99% not the father.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I called her and I kind of sat on the phone for a second, and she was like quiet. And I was like, did you get the letter? And she was like, yeah, I got the letter. I don't care about what that letter say. You her daddy. You been with her. La 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 la. And I was like, yeah, see, your ass got caught. Your ass got caught in a big ass lie.
So messed up.
Your ass got caught.
Oh man, I would have went off. Oh, I would have I would have lost my shit.
Yeah.
I would have lost it. As a dude, like I would have let her have it.
Right, because just think about all the stuff I had to go through.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I was going like to like a college. I had to I damn near like dropped out because of it.
Oh my God.
Had to start working a job, mentally stressed. It definitely caused a roadblock for like about a good year of my life early on.
That's
like,
messed
real talk.
up.
Yeah.
That's messed up. And I feel like, ooh, I don't even know if I could heal from something like that.
I don't even know if it probably took a few years for me to actually like
kind of
trust
move on.
and like that's why I say like by the time me and you
But girls do that though. Like I feel
that's
like
what I'm saying.
they do that a lot.
Back then especially.
Oh yeah, younger.
Around that time.
Yes. Wow. You would have been stuck with that baby if that would have never happened.
If that never would have happened, that's what I'm saying. It probably did take a little while for me to get over that to kind of heal as far as like emotionally, because I did go through some shit like in high school.
Yeah,
kind of like
I feel like
distressed.
who wouldn't though?
Yeah.
Especially you being so young, like
and
you
then,
are still very young at that age.
It's almost like just like you said, like with a female being young in high school and then finding out that you pregnant, like it's gonna rock you.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Well, y'all chime in. Let us know what y'all think about that story.
What y'all think about that story, y'all?
BJ actually went through it, y'all. I remember you first told me that story. I was like, what?
Yeah. And so even when you bringing up this story, it kind of hit home a little bit,
Yeah.
It really like brought up some old memories that I hadn't even thought of in decades.
Like in a long
few
time.
Decades.
Oh
yeah.
wow, man, that probably festered up a whole bunch of things. Okay.
Yeah, it make me want to just go punch at the wall for like 10 minutes.
Don't go swabbing our kids and everything, okay? Dang. All right, y'all. So let's move on to the next Reddit story. Am I the asshole for checking my husband's dash cam footage on his car without his consent? I, 34-year-old female, live with my husband, 37 male, and daughter, 7 female. My daughter and I recently went on a short trip out of state while my husband stayed as he had work and was supposed to look after our dog. On the last day of our trip, we got a call from my husband who was acting distraught and said that our dog Ellie had run away and that he could not find her. He claimed she just bolted away from him in the park into some bushes and could not find her. Our dog is quite small, a mini poodle mix and almost 13 years old. She is still active, but it is really unlike her to run away from us, and I was suspicious but chose to believe my husband, and me and my daughter were in grief but did not want to blame him. When we came back home, he seemed surprisingly okay, unlike ever since the pandemic. My husband started working from home, and he has always been annoyed at how much attention we gave Ellie and hated how Ellie begged to sit on our laps and his while he works. A few days later, we got a call from an animal rescue in a neighboring state quite far from us that she had been found. I picked the phone and it was on our landline, which we almost never use these days, but was the contact number on the microchip. I told my husband and he said That is great. I'm so happy, but it felt like a kind of blunt and insincere. I said it is strange that she got so far, and he responded that someone must have stolen her and then abandoned her.
Ooh.
This made little sense to me as to why that would happen.
Shit.
When he was out drinking with his buddies, I copied the videos from his dash cam for the days I was away and saw that he had indeed taken Ellie far out of state and clearly dropped her in front of his car, thrown a frisbee-like object into a field, yelled fetch, and drove off without her.
Is she serious?
I was livid and confronted him, and he just stupidly muttered how he dropped her there so she could find a farm and have a better life, and then the next day got really angry at me for viewing his dash cam and called me and my daughter an asshole. Am I the asshole?
Hell no, no, she's not the asshole.
I would be so pissed.
What if I did that? What if I did that, babe, to Bella?
Babe.
And you found out later on the dash cam that I threw a frisbee and said, go fetch.
And you don't even want to know. You do not even want to know. I would be so pissed. If that is not the meanest thing that a guy could do, that's 13-year-old dog. So this dog is like
a family heirloom at this point.
Like an old lady at this point. You literally left the elderly dog
This is good.
in the middle of a field and threw a frisbee and said fetch and drove off and left her. Like she saw this on the dash cam. I would leave his ass. You went and dropped my dog off.
Babe, it's not that bad.
Babe.
Asia.
You got me messed up. I wish you would go and drive off and leave my little Bella somewhere in the middle of a field and drive off and leave her and she a 13-year-old dog. Babe, that's just like Dougie. You cannot do, like Dougie's 16 and you telling me that I'm not going to feel some type of way you done dropped off my 16-year-old dog.
I think he had like some jealous issues with the dog because with her saying that he kind of will like act certain ways and get kind of jealous because the dog is in their lap.
Well, I mean,
it kind of sounds like he's like a little jealous of the dog. Not necessarily jealous of the dog, but just the attention that the dog gets.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks that the dog gets
too much attention
for a dog.
Or, you shouldn't let the dog sit on the couch type of thing. Like maybe he has like
ding,
a different
ding,
dog
ding, ding.
and move. Leave him wherever he going out of state.
Karma is a biatch. And it came back to bite him, especially when you know you're doing wrong.
Yes.
You know he knew he shouldn't have did that.
That was so messed up. Was so messed up.
She's not an asshole at all, but he's like an asshole times 2 to do something like that. Because like I said, he know how much that dog means to them.
Yeah, I'd agree.
That's just like me doing that to Asia and taking the dog and losing the dog, knowing that you're gonna be hurt behind the dog crying and
he didn't care
didn't
about
even
that.
care.
He was like, long as that dog gone, we ain't got to do nothing else for
man.
it. We ain't got to feed it.
Shit.
We don't got to take it to the vet. We don't have to walk it. We don't have to hear about it. He ain't gonna sit on my couch no more. Like he was like, thank you, God. Okay, the dog is gone.
Bye. Man,
That's messed up.
he thought that dog was gone forever.
Oh man, and if she's so attached to that dog, no, he ain't gonna never hear the end of it. Especially, if it had anything to do with me, you gonna hear about it. It's gonna take a lot.
It's gonna take a lot
to get you back in my good gracious. Okay,
man.
I'm just saying. Just know.
All right, so now we're about to get into another "Am I the asshole?" question scenario. Now, am I the asshole for refusing to babysit my grandchild due to her not being my biological grandkid?
Oh, that sounds bad.
It already kind of sounds like it's going left, right?
It sounds bad.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay.
All right. I was told to come here. My son was married to Emma. They got married and had a kid. Apparently, he had doubts about if he was the father and got a DNA test. He was not, but has been in the kid's life for 4 years, and his name is on the birth certificate. So he is legally responsible, and he still loves the kid.
Okay.
Now, my issue is that before they divorced, I was never allowed near the grandkid.
Oh.
I asked to babysit, but they both cited that my home was unsafe and they do not trust me with the baby, even if I raised 4 kids. They wouldn't even bring the kid to family events like Christmas. They did this with all his siblings. I know I am more country than them, but it hurt a lot. My other kids' relationship with him is strained because they believe he is looking down on them after he got a city job. Now, after the divorce, he has the kid almost 50% of the time, and he keeps asking me to babysit. I told him straight up that I will not babysit the kid since she not my grandkid, and you made it clear I wasn't good enough to babysit when you thought she was your kid.
Oh, yeah. Now you need me now.
Huge argument, and he thinks I am awful. I just think he wants someone to parent due to not being able to rely on his ex-wife anymore. The reason he claimed my house was unsafe was the horses. This is in 2 other comments. Nothing about my house has changed. Everything is locked if it is dangerous. I watch my other grandkids, and there has been 0 issues. And so she's asking, is she the asshole because her son wants her to babysit a grandchild that's biologically not his? And he wasn't, she wasn't even allowed to be around. So think about that too.
No, I don't think she's an asshole. I think she's just like, When y'all were together, y'all made me feel like I wasn't capable of doing such a thing. And now that you have the baby, 50% of the time and you got stuff to do and things you want to do, now you need help. And guess who he gonna turn to first? Good old grandma.
It's always the mama.
Not the one.
Mama.
Yeah. not the one that can't keep kids.
Mama
even though I had 4 of y'all.
Mama Clarissa, I got the kid this weekend. I gotta work. I gotta do some overtime. Can I bring them on over there now?
Find something to do. Gonna have to find you a babysitter. Might go pay for daycare somewhere.
I'm gonna be 100 though. Like I don't think that she's been an asshole. I think early on they were being the asshole to her.
Yeah, they were.
Because I feel like she's just following suit. She's just following suit at this point. Now that the child is like 4 years plus.
You done already told me I can't do it and that I'm country and because I got horses, like basically.
You can tell she country by the way that I read this.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell that she country.
You think that? Yeah, no. She's not the asshole. Don't come looking for me after you done already made me feel a certain type of way about being a grandparent. Like you don't even want to bring them to the family functions because
Christmas.
Whatever is wrong with our family isn't good enough. And so, no, keep your kid over there with you and y'all figure out what you need to do with him while he's there or she's there with that. But
I know, but look at this though, because I want to say this. But you got to think about like the long term.
I was gonna say, but let me just be devil's advocate for a second and just reverse that for a minute. Because long term, after this kid starts growing up and being that the kid obviously is not going anywhere, do you want to continue to maintain that type of relationship with a grandchild as they grow older? Because they will get older and they'll start understanding, and obviously they're going to get to a point of resentment where it's like, I don't like you neither. Like you didn't even want, for whatever the reason might be.
Right, and that's why I'm kind of bringing. That's why I'm bringing that up right now too. Is that she may want to rethink long term. Maybe right now the way that she feels, because she feels resentment towards her son and his ex-wife because obviously you weren't bringing the child around early on, especially with you knowing that the child wasn't biologically yours.
Well, maybe my eyes suggest that there's a possibility that they can have a really heart-to-heart conversation about feelings and the emotions involved with everything that has happened or taken place in the past, and try to work past that and move forward from that, because now your son is alone and perhaps he does need help. At the end of the day, no person that has kids just always wants to be under them. And if there's a chance that he has the kid and he just, whatever he might have going on, maybe he has to go to work, maybe that he just wants to go spend time with his friends, and it happens to be on the weekend that the kid is there, there's nothing better than having a really great relationship with a grandparent and just knowing that somebody is there to help you rather than you trying to continue or allow them to struggle with that scenario on their own.
Because the child is only 4 years old. I'm thinking of like the long term, not just today, because I just really feel like at some point her heart is gonna be somewhat attached.
Yeah.
It still is, but like I said, right now she's probably just going through that resentment phase.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a payback to her son right now.
Yeah, and regardless of if whether or not that kid is not his biological son or daughter or whatever the case might be, like he has agreed to take responsibility of it. Depending on how you look at it, you can be the asshole in this situation. That's
She's gonna be.
that's a child that's gonna be attached to you for a very long time, if not a lifetime, like for the rest of their life or the rest of your life, and they're not going anywhere.
From his perspective, he sees his mom as being an asshole, and from her perspective, he's seeing her son and ex-wife as already being the asshole. So just like you said, it's gonna have to be some type of intervention where she's going to have to go ahead and be like, okay, I'm over the fact that you didn't bring the child around early on. Okay, right. I'm ready for you to go ahead and start bringing your child here, because at the end of the day, like you said, he's taking responsibility.
Right.
I feel like at some point she's going to resent not spending that quality time that she could have spent. Now that her son wants to bring the grandchild around.
Way to wrap this up, y'all.
Ooh.
This was a nice episode. Full. So make sure y'all tap in. Thank y'all so much for watching. And if you watched us thus far, drop us a heart down in the comment section.
Yes.
If you enjoyed it, give us a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell so you don't miss any videos from Asia and BJ. Tap into all of our social media platforms. Y'all can hashtag Asia and BJ everywhere. And shoot, if ain't nobody else told y'all, I love y'all so much. And we're going to see y'all next time.
Absolutely. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay blessed. And we'll see you guys sooner than later.
Yeah.
Much love, y'all. Y'all take it easy.
Okay. Bye.